Hi guys, welcome to part 1 of me roasting the Virginia SOLs. Today we're doing the 4th grade math SOLs. So, for those of you who don't know, I am a former teacher. I've been taught 2 years of practically 2 years of 4th grade in the state of Virginia. And I knew from the beginning that this was all bullshit. Okay, but I will try to put a screenshot of the SOLs, and you can download it. It's free to download online, but I'll leave a link below and then also put a screenshot. So first one is number sense 4.1. The student will read, write, and identify the place and value of each digit in a 9-digit whole number. So that's ones, tens, hundreds. See, even I don't even know the place values. Ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions, 10 millions, 100 million. So basically, I had to do all that, but I already know. Like, in 4th grade, you get to the millions, which is bullshit, because in real life, we never talk about, no one uses a number in the millions place value in everyday life. This is just stupid. Like, get the basics down. Like, ones, tens, hundreds, thousands. That's all you need. Because a lot of kids, they struggle with like the basics. So every year when you make it even harder for them to get the basics if you're requiring them to learn more than they need to. So they need to compare and order whole numbers. So basically, if they get the basic concept, which we really need to nail down, then they'll understand it when they compare big numbers. So why not just focus on the basics? Why do we push them to have to know more and more? Because a lot of kids, my kids, couldn't compare numbers or round. And when in real life, I guess in real life people do round numbers in the millions, so make it practical. Okay, so that's the whole, that's one whole unit. And then next SOL, the student will compare and order fractions and mixed numbers with and without models representing equivalent fractions, and identify the division statement that represents a fraction with models in context. Fractions, extremely hard for 4th graders. And developmentally, I've heard that it's just not appropriate for them to learn about fractions. And I hardly use fractions in real life either. I mean, I use like the basics and like halves, thirds, basic stuff. But I use it a lot when I'm cooking, when I'm converting things into what I don't have. Like if I use a half cup already and it's dirty and I only have a third cup or whatever left, or I need to, basically in cooking. So why don't we bring it? We're not able to do fun stuff like cooking in school because we don't have the time. But yeah. Or then, like, why just wait till they're older and they can do this so they can do it and bring cooking into it. So, long story short, fractions just completely irrelevant to students' lives at this time and not necessary. Hi guys, welcome back. So the last footage I recorded, I had to stop recording because people started talking in the background. But continuing on with SOL 4.3, very relevant because this one is the student will read, write, represent, identify decimals expressed through thousands, round decimals to the nearest whole number, compare and order decimals, and given the model, write the decimal and fraction equivalents. So decimals are actually kind of cool because it's a new way to represent numbers for students, and you do see a lot of decimals in real life. For example, prices and on sports and stuff. So it's really relevant to kids, and it's actually a pretty cool way to represent numbers in my opinion. And usually kids, they don't hate it. But notice how in the beginning I said 4.3. So a big thing now in math in grade school is they don't want the kids to say point. So at 4.3 they would say 4 3/10, which I understand because they're trying to really make the kids understand place value and stuff, but it's kind of stupid and ridiculous because no one in real life goes to the store and sees 369 $3.47. It says 3 and 47 hundredths. No one reads decimals like that in real life. In sports, they do refer to, oh, like Michael Phelps beats him by 1/100th of a second. That makes sense. So, and the problem with decimals, I think if students aren't understanding decimals, it's because they're not understanding the place value component of it. They're not understanding that. So once again, if we really want students to understand this SOL, we need to make sure they understand the basics. But like, once again, they expect students to know too much. They have to go all the way to the thousands when they haven't really understand what a tenth means. So if they don't understand the concept of a decimal, they're not going to understand thousands. So you're just keep on pounding more and more. So this is the common theme here, as you can see. And then rounding, it's the same. Rounding, if they have conceptual understanding, they will understand rounding. But write the decimal and fraction equivalents. Here, once again, it's where they don't understand fractions well enough to make the connection between fractions and decimals. And I say, like, I'm not like looking down on students when I say they can't do this. It's not that they will never understand. What I mean when we say we can't, it's because it's very hard for them. And I don't think it's developmentally appropriate for them or even necessary for them to do it. So it doesn't really matter if they can't do it. What I'm saying is, if they can't do it, so what? Like, that's my point here, is like, if they don't understand that, that's cool. Like, they shouldn't be hurt, and we shouldn't be wasting our time or like spending our time trying to push this into making them understanding when it really isn't important to them in the long run. So that's what I mean when they can't do it. I don't want you to think that, oh, she's like such a negative teacher and she's like, oh, they can't do this, you can't do that. I'm saying if they literally can't, they just can't. Like, we shouldn't. And we want them to understand, but is it really that important that we need to be wasting this time when there are far more important things in life? And when they need to understand the basics first before keep further pushing like standard upon standard on them.